Alright, hello everybody and welcome to Noita. Today, we're going to be going for a no gold run. So basically, the objective is to keep this number at 0 until the very end of the game. It's one of the atreevements, the challenges set into the base game. And it's a pretty fun one, I like it quite a bit. The only downside is you do have to reset if you ever pick up any gold at all. And, yeah, I'm going to show you my strats for completing the no gold run. If you're looking to complete those achievements, make sure that you're avoiding this powder gold. This powder gold will end your run. And it only appears on the first 2 floors. So that means that we are going to be skipping the first 2 floors, or at least leaving through them as quickly as possible. Obviously, we have to be wary of nuggets as well, which we're mostly just going to wait out. We can just kind of chill, play it slow. Wands are going to be even more important than they are normally in this run, for fairly obvious reasons. We're gonna risk getting close to that gold. We're early on enough in the run where I don't mind. I have to reset. But, yeah, wands are gonna be really, really important. Finding stuff in the levels is going to be how we win this game. So, that's what we're going to put a heavy emphasis on. Note that you can do no gold runs in many, many different ways. You can like even speed run no gold if you want. And that is a pretty reasonable tactic, especially if you're not killing enemies. But I personally find that taking my time and going slow is what is most consistent by a pretty significant margin. I want to keep my spitter bolts and I want to keep my spark bolts because they open up very many strong combos. I'm gonna go and grab the tablet, even though I can't make use of the trick greed. It's still really, really helpful. And once again, we're keeping a very close eye out for anything kicking around in the walls here. And I'm sure you've already noticed, but I'm on screen today, despite it being a YouTube video. Wowee. I don't know. I feel like people might want the webcam. I don't know. My YouTube. My time on YouTube, you know, I've been watching YouTube ever since I was a kid, obviously. And back in my day, we didn't have YouTubers' faces. That was always kind of like a live stream special for the most part. And I was always like, oh, why is his face on screen? I just want to see the whole game, you know? But I feel like times have changed. And maybe that's not how things work anymore. And maybe I should have my face on screen. I don't know. So let me know what you think about that. And we've got 4 wands and a tablet. We literally can't ask for anything else. We're still at 0 gold, which is great. The shop is going to be irrelevant. Perks could come in handy. Wow, that's... Sure, why not? But yeah, it's one of those things where we just kind of gotta take what we can get. Freeze Field is interesting. It's probably the best of these 3 perks. Revenge Explosion can be good, but there's a good chance that gets me gold if, like, a melee enemy attacks me and explodes on me, then I end up picking the gold. I don't recommend taking Freeze Field unless you have some form of digging. We do have Spark Bolts, which will dig through just fine. So we need to make sure we keep those active somewhere, and I think we're gonna place both of these onto here like that. Something along that line, and this thing only has 5 mana charge speed. And I need to keep my sparks active, so we're gonna put them on that wand. And these 2 wands are dead to me, they're both crap. I'll hold on to one as like an emergency in the scenario where I get like a treasure chest that has teleport in it, but I don't get any wands. So this second floor is even more deadly than the first when it comes to the no gold run. The pixels are everywhere. There's lots of little summons. This floor, you can easily come out with like 5k gold if you're really farming it up. So we are just going to cruise right on through here, not think about the gold at all. Just get the heck out. I do not want to be here. We gotta keep that pixel count at 0, that gold count at 0. So we're getting straight out. I'm really tempted to go look for a wand, but I'm not going to. I refuse. Alright, there we go. So that's level 2. Now level 3 is arguably the hardest floor for no gold run, at least with the strategy that we're using. Jesus, Murphy Jones. There's my soul! Oh, it's so sad. Gas Blood is Toxic immunity, and Toxic is super dangerous with Freeze Field, and this also helps me fall slower, which could potentially prevent me from picking up gold. So, I'm gonna take Gas Blood. Seems like a reasonable option here. Never Skip Leg Day was the other option for a guaranteed boss killer. So yeah, I would recommend really taking your time. Don't go for a no gold run until you're consistent at dodging the third floor enemies, because they are what are going to cause you the most troubles on this run if you're using this tactic of basically just skipping the first 2 floors. Because they are, you know, they're pretty dangerous. They can definitely pull some cheese on you. We gotta be real careful. You gotta be careful not to get, like, stunned into gold like we nearly did there. And, yeah, we're just gonna take our time and try and gather up some good ones, because this is where the really good ones that are safe to get can start. Because obviously Fungal Caverns, as you well know from the other videos, are just like, you know, that's where the run really tends to start a lot of the time. There's some explosive stuff going on down here, so we need to be careful. I'm trying to kick that in such a way that I can hopefully deal some damage to enemies. Gotta be careful of the gold. Do not want to get golded. It's one of those things. One of the hardest parts of the no gold run is like actively keeping the thought of don't pick up gold in your mind, you know? It's one of those things where you have like a single momentary lapse, and all of a sudden your muscle memory kicks in, and you got like 100 gold because you jumped into a big old pile of gold because you killed some dudes. Or they were already pre-deaded. It's common. Been there, done that. Gonna try not to do that this time. That looks like a gold pixel, but I don't think it is. We've got a rare spawn here. This would actually get us a couple of really good wands, potentially. If we could find an unstable teleportatium. We've got a wand over here. With some magic bolts. Magic bolts are normally trash, but in this instance, this may well be my best wand, because we're kind of dealing with crap as it is. So this run is really just a test in your I think just your ability to sustain on a level, so you can run around and find all the wands, because as it turns out, shops sure up a lot of stuff. But yeah, it's nice to have this wand because it'll be good for digging, it'll be good for killing, and Magic Bolt in general can carry a game pretty well for a decent amount of time. Burst of Air is pretty strong, and we've got an empty wand, so we'll go ahead and take that. Burst of Air is great. Can combo really, really well with Hollow Eggs or like a Summon Rock. We can get unlimited spells, which is obviously going to be up to pure RNG, since we don't have any rerolls. But, you know, it's just one of those... Oh, there's Nuko. So we should think about this wand, because Plasma Cutter's great. And technically, we could dig straight to the last boss with this if we wanted, but I'm not going to do that. We're gonna go ahead and take that. I'm gonna start off by exploding this this canister, because that we want a controlled environment to fight the Suko in. So that's step one. And step two, we should assess our wands, figure out which wand we want to use. A part of me really just wants to use the tablet here. Kinesis Tech would be a pretty viable option, but I'd rather just fight him normally. But I will show off Kinesis Tech really quick. All you have to do is hold down and then hit... so I've got this set to C, and then I hit C and left click at the same time. And now I can, like, tablet kinesis my tablet over there. And I can bring it all the way over there. You can see I'm controlling it with left clicks. And I could just murder Uko like that, but I'm not going to. Just want to show that off as an option, but for anybody who doesn't want to abuse glitches, you know, you can just do it normally. But personally, my opinion is play the game however you darn well please, because it's a single player game. Just have fun. Just have fun, dang it. He picked up a wand, which is actually kind of neutered him. He can't fire his big electro shots anymore. I just picked up gold. Okay, we're gonna reset back to floor 3 here. Give me 1 sec. Alright, and we're back to floor 3. This time I didn't get any new wands, so we're even worse off than we were last time. But we did get a pretty good amount of HP, so there's that. That's kind of nice. We could go perk lotto here, or we could go with faster wands. I think because we're in a really weak spot right now, we're just gonna go for the faster wands. Remember, if you're doing perk lottery, and you're putting it up against a good perk, you're saying that you'd rather take perk lottery than a good perk. Because it's a 50-50. Let's be real. So we're just gonna go ahead and take this, and now we've got this for a decent wand for now. It's still not great, but it's better than nothing. And yeah, you could... Oh my god! You can see... There's just a couple things that can go horribly wrong in a no gold run. Your brain can stop working, like mine just did. Oh, this is a guaranteed HEC group over there. You can tell by the structure. So we're gonna have to deal with those. But yeah, I guess that sort of thing, you know, learning the tile sets, that's a thing that just takes a long time. And some areas are gonna be a lot more memorable than others. But that HEC ice bridge is kind of a classic spot. Kind of a classic location to memorize. Thankfully, we've got, like, just enough damage to make this work. I can't imagine if we didn't take the bonus damage. Well, I guess we'd be using this wand in that scenario. But yeah, thankfully we're clear with that. There's a pretty high chance of potion spawns up here, but I think it's too high. Yeah, it is too high. Unfortunate. Some potions can be really, really helpful on this run. That's for certain. But yeah, just any momentary brain lapse or even just getting unlucky with like a gold bounce. The gold bounces can be pretty nasty in this game from time to time. You can hear a little bit of electricity, which I always assume is a Nuko. It can also be a Thunder Skull. But yeah, it is a Nuko. There you go. He's kind of in a really bad spot. He could maybe get crushed by that ice. Not quite. Not quite the way I wanted, at least. Get a couple more shots off there. We've got a couple nasty friends kicking around here. That turret was in a good spot to prevent me from killing it. We're getting caught up in the crossfire a little bit. Sometimes you just take a lot of extra damage when you're weaker like this. Like, I think that patience is a bit of a key thing when you're doing what I'm doing, a no gold run. But, you know, at the end of the day, there's gonna be a lot of enemies. That's just how it is. Would love this guy to fall down. The oil helped with that. We're gonna have to wait on our tablet because it's a little bit covered. I was gonna say there's a guaranteed enemy spawn in there. There's no real good way of me getting to this statue, sadly. Wish there were. Let's see if we can shoot this guy from afar. Thankfully, with the personal gravity field, that makes that pretty easy. That's not too bad. But yeah, patience is key. I did fail one run trying to get back to this point. I was on the first floor, and I killed a rat and tried to sneak over it, and I immediately picked up gold. So, I mean, that's what I was saying earlier on the first floor is, you know, if you have to reset in the first, like, 2 minutes of the run, it's really not a big deal. You didn't really invest too much. So you can play a little bit more aggressively early. At least that's my personal way of doing it. Unless it was like gun to your head, get it first try. I don't really see any reason why I shouldn't just push my luck a little bit, you know? Why not? Oh my. There's some chaos going on around here, huh? Just some craziness. Once again, we do want to try and stick around on this floor for a little while, especially while we have the extra HP. There's no gold flakes to scare us off. It's all gold chunks from here on out. And I would love to find a wand that can actually, you know, do more than hold a single bouncing burst or shoot like a couple of personal gravity fields. That would really hit the spot, honestly. I would like that a lot. With this thunder thing here, we could try to puzzle it out and get it down here, but I don't think that's really worthwhile, honestly. Let's just go ahead and get this debuff on this guy, and we'll be nice, easy prey. And that's a good kill right there. With that, all that oil leaking down, it's tempting to try and like bomb this open, but I'm pretty sure that oil. Well, let's give it a try. Why not? Maybe it'll work. If we get enough of that fire in there, I could see it maybe leaking down in there. We'll see. Just need to get the angle right. There we go. Yeah. It was worth the shot. Now we can hopefully get this wand. Gonna take a little sip. Make sure you stay hydrated. It's summer here and it's a scorcher. Ooh, it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. So yeah, now we have access to mole strats, which means that we get to ignore enemies. There's a strong chance you won't get this kind of luck. You never know what you're gonna get, but you know, just play enough times and eventually you'll get it. That's the thing about no gold, is you're really leaving a lot up to fate at the end of the day. The shops do help stabilize the RNG of Noita quite a lot. It's pretty impressive. There's a couple of different tactics that I normally use to really get consistent RNG in this game, and yeah, a lot of them go out the window when I don't get access to shops, which is unfortunate. Prickly Spore Pod is not great, but with the right setup, it can definitely do some stuff. So we'll hold on to that. I will grab a Polymorph Potion in an extreme situation. Polymorph could come in handy, and if I'm on a super rough run like this, I'll use it if I need to. You know, you can technically dodge gold as a sheep. I don't know if I'll be quick enough reaction time for that. It's one of those things where you have to be very actively thinking about that sort of thing. Wowee, these shops. These shops sure are good, huh? Welcome to challenge running in Noita, where if you think of like all the best things in the game, those are what are going to show up. Down to 32 life. We gotta keep in mind, no gold. Gold illegal. Gold is illegal. We're not going to collect any gold whatsoever. Only got a couple more things to kill on this floor. I want to check that one last wand, and then we're gonna go down. Gotta know your limits. Alright, let's grab one of these. And we'll head up here. So we can get a treasure chest, potentially. Although, make sure you don't open that on top, because it could be gold in there. And that would be a darn shame. This is a pretty okay Shuffle No Wand. I'm gonna take that over the Prickly Spore Pod. Just not really that helpful. And we've got some Bubble Sparks, which are not useful at all. We're venturing a little bit further when I really shouldn't be. Let's make sure we murder the enemies as they come at us. And generally against those HC gunners, I just pick a direction and fly in that direction. And if you're really quick, you can kind of like pivot in between shots, and that can work okay. But generally, the answer is just don't be close enough for them to hit you. Oh, cool, a mimic. Very unhelpful. Not even gonna bother killing it, just in case there's a freak gold accident. We got another HP up. I said I was gonna leave, but here I am risking it. Note that 35 health is the lethal mark I tend to play around on this floor. Obviously, an Uko can kill you from pretty much any health with poor luck. But we're not playing around bad luck. We're playing around, you know, reasonable luck, I would say. This guy is doing some stuff, but now he's dead. We'll come back for our tablet in a bit, but for now, I really want this, this bonus. There we go. Extra little bit of HP. Our HP has been wonderful. Quite pleased about that, honestly. It's one of the few saving graces this run has. Alright, the gold is vanished. We can grab our tablet and get out. The bubble sparks are interesting, because you can kind of just shoot them as is, and they're pretty okay. And the other option that I have is Bouncing Burst, which isn't great. But I think that we are going to be some Magic Arrow Andes here, probably, for the future of this run, if I had to guess. So yeah, we're on to Hisi Base. Hisi Base is a bit of a deceptively tricky floor in this challenge, because it's really tight quarters. Things can go wrong super easily. So we need to be wary of that. Luki is buffed and actually like quite a strong damage dealing partner now, but I'm afraid that it would kill something on top of me, so we won't be taking that. No more shuffle just increases the quality of overall wands by a lot. Electric Immunity is one of the strongest like mid to end game perks in the entire game, but on a shorter run, I value it a little bit less. I think no more shuffle is really important on a run where our options are extremely limited. So that's exactly what we're going to go for. And now we need to assess these wands and decide which one is the best. So I'm going to go ahead and put these two side by side. This one's out of the question already because of its low mana charge rate. If I had an increased mana or something like that, or I wanted to put something super cheap on it, or like explosives, this would be reasonable for that, but not much else. 52 and 190 max mana. The max capacity is kind of a big deal, as I would count this one as more of a fixer-upper, and this one's by default just a really strong wand. But it's hard to compare to this thing, which is just, you know, it's like seriously, legitimately pumping damage. It's really good. Surprisingly strong wand. But that said, I think that we could do something as simple as this and probably get more consistent damage. And obviously this has some extra crit chance tied to it, so that's something that's not going to reflect in the damage dealing here, but a 10% crit chance across these two magic arrows. The Digging Bolt technically gets it as well, but if I'm that close, that's a problem. So yeah, that's looking good, and we'll see if we can make like a good digging wand as well. So we're gonna try something along this line. It's a little bit slow, so let's try spell wrapping instead. We're still looking slow, really. So it's the cast delay that's the issue. You can see our cast delay reduction here is only 0.12, and this is a 0.43. So even though we can get our recharge time pretty far down, it's not enough. So this is 0.25 times 2, which is 0.50, and then 0.34 from these two, and then another 0.17 from this, and you can see we get way under because of the spell wrap. So this first cast is heavy spread, Digging Bolt. The second cast is bifurcated, Digging Bolt, heavy spread, Digging Bolt. So you can see that our cast delay is bad, but recharge is fine. So I guess we will try out the wand that I was calling shitty earlier, and would you look at that? It won't work without the heavy spread because we need the cast delay reduction, but with it, it shoots pretty effectively, and we're going to try and minimize the mana cost on that as much as possible. I could theoretically also do this, and that would go forever, but I think I'm going to get rid of this wand, just because its overall longevity is less. Like, it just because it only has a single slot, it's going to become weaker and weaker over time, and I do value the slots of this wand despite it being quite bad. So we will go ahead and set up a third wand. This is just going to be like a utility wand for more dangerous enemies, like a green turret, for example. And yeah, we've got 3 very bad wands. Like these are complete ass for this level. As far as I'm concerned, like you can literally one-shot kill every single boss in the game by Hisi base if you play it right. But in no gold, you're limited. You're very limited, and that's good. It's good that there's a way to play the game where you're not a god slayer by the 4th level, you know? Kind of nice. But yeah, we're just gonna take our time, take our shots. There's a lot of enemies underneath us here. We don't want to get sent down because that would be really bad. Cowards in particular are really scary because they can extend the range of enemies and make them play in ways that they wouldn't normally, so it's pretty dangerous. We're gonna go ahead and use our digging powers to kind of speed up this process. That's a really nice wand over there. We're gonna go ahead and dig straight down into the ground here and do like a little dig around. That guy's picked up the wand, which is pretty problematic. But hopefully we can kill this guy in a reasonable amount of shots. There we go. Not too bad. Gotta be careful with those explosions. They could definitely bounce a shot in a way that would be really bad. This guy's super dangerous with that wand. There's no particles coming off it, which means that it's really hard to judge what's on the wand. At least when there's particles coming off of it, you can kind of guess. This could be a good opportunity for a poly grenade, but we won't do that. We'll just keep it for now. But that would have been a pretty decent option to disable that wand. But thankfully we got a good shot with the personal gravity field. Having that third utility wand is really nice. Double DPS wand, or like a utility wand plus a DPS wand, is pretty recommendable when you're feeling really weak. I think having the ability to shoot multiple different damage type wands is really, really helpful across the course of a weaker run. Normally, the standard wand loadout kit that I would go for is... what would it be? So, like, wand 1 is always my damage, wand 2 is always my digging until I get movement, and then wand 3 is my digging once I get movement. And sometimes I run multiple digging wands as well. You can run, like, a soft digging wand and a hard digging wand, like when you've got limited black holes, for example. You could use digging bolts, for example, or even, like, something weaker, like energy spheres. While you're waiting to get those maxed out, which is really nice. These guys are bonking each other. That's pretty goofy. The toaster was... I remember when they first added this enemy. He's such a goofball. Such a goofball. If you shoot him fast enough, the oil will prevent his shots from even going off, which is really nice. You can also use spells that have like a bleed modifier to do that. This turret's turning around like crazy. These turrets are so goofy. They're pretty spooky. But you can see we're really just taking our time. I don't really rush too much when I'm doing a no gold run. The main problem is my own brain and trying not to get distracted by shinies, which is why I'm gonna have to continually remind myself. We've got a great wand, by the way, off of this floor. In case I didn't already mention that, the blue wand that we picked up is gorgeous. Its spell variety is very unfortunate, as you can start to get some really nice pinata wands by this point in the game. Which we did not get, but that's okay. You can see some of these crits are coming through. They're not, like, glorious, amazing damage, but it's at least something, you know? It helps a little bit. Ooh, taking a little bit of damage there. Not too bad. I'm not too worried about taking damage. It's not a no-damage run. It's just a no-gold run. A lot simpler than a no-damage run, in my opinion. Although, there are some cheese strats for no damage, that's for certain. There's some cheese strats for every kind of run. So that's an always cast. You can tell by the purple hue, and it's got a fire type spell on it because of whatever this guy picked up. That's not quite nuke levels, but it looks like it's a form of missile. It could be fireworks. It could be like a magic missile of some sort. We need to get down there to find out. We've got a double medic spawn here, which means we can heal up, but I don't really need to. And I'm just going to go ahead and blow this up. Even if one of the medics die, we can even use this if we want. We've got multiple options for punching through this. We're going to have to be dealing with this. I think this is probably the time for the polynade. We'll see. Yeah, I don't want to deal with... Okay, you know what? These medics are going to have to die because they're very much in the way. This turret's receiving the poly grenade. There we go. And we're going to have to kill these guys. I don't trust them at all. We're gonna try for a lucky bounce, I think. Be careful with that gold. Potential for it to explode into us is non-zero. That's enough for me to be concerned with. I'm gonna try for a lucky bounce. We've got 18 shots. Oh, unfortunate. All right. Well, you know the drill. We're gonna be back once we're back in Hisi base. Let me do another pause, and we'll quickly sprint through. All right, and we are back into Hisi base. Just got off of the 3rd floor. This time we got a decent amount of health. Once again, extra wand capacity is basically completely useless. It just procced on my my base wands. And I got boomerang spells, which is, you know, a really good damage dealer. You can see that I'm doing some hefty damage now. I also found teleport directly after I found boomerang spells on the 3rd floor, which is the exact opposite of what you want, obviously. But, you know, it's a thing. We could take concentrated spells to increase our damage even more. We could take All-Seeing Eye to see through walls. I think just having more raw damage is fine. We're gonna be chunking like crazy on this run. So yeah, the pretty easy run for the most part. There's definitely ways I can screw this up. But I think that I should definitely pick up my pace on this run, because I have what I need to win now. I have the tools to murder and then some, even. It's quite good. We're just gonna quickly do some range tests. I think that this has slightly less range, but it's just really quick to shoot comparatively, so I think we'll go with that, and we'll place the crit on there. And, yeah, these 2 wands will be our wands that go away. Obviously, we don't need Unstable Crystal because we have boomerang spells. It's just gonna blow us up. And, yeah, let's get back into it. So, yeah, my mistake was being impatient and forgetting that gold will sink into, yeah, the looser snow, which is obviously pretty scary. Definitely lots of ways that can go wrong. But, yeah, on my way back here, I did lose another round on the first floor. The first floor does tend to be a pretty dangerous one, especially with my fast and loose playstyle on it. But I bumped my head into some gold, because you can actually grab gold through the ceiling that way, which is, you know, not what you want. By the way, you might be noticing that I've got a slight ability to see through walls right now. I picked up some wormy vision on that last floor. And, it's pretty handy, I gotta say. I would love to get into this, but, this time we are lacking, digging instead of mobility. On these runs, you're very likely to be missing something of value. Always watch for falling gold. There's so many ways for gold to just, like, land on you in this. And yeah, I don't want to use my, my teleport too aggressively, because, you know, if I kill someone with it, with boomerang and concentrated, I could just pick up gold immediately, or I could just end up teleporting into gold outright. Either one of those would be pretty bad for me. That's not really what I'm looking for here. There we go. We are clear on that. I'd love to gather this gold up, or gather that heart, rather. My brain is a one-track thing. It's just gold. Do not touchy the gold. It's a lot of Hisi here. I do not want this medic encroaching on my territory. We're getting surrounded by gold. So you can see the little bit of shine in the ground there. We are going to take our sweet time this time and not worry about that sort of thing. What the heck? I'm not even streaming. What the thank you more for the follow. You made it into the YouTube video. Go follow me on Twitch. You want to be featured in a YouTube video, I guess? Alright, let's run over this way. Beautiful. But yeah, one thing I should say while I'm playing this one is that I'm going to be recording a bunch of these different types of challenge runs. And yeah, they're going to be like pretty close to back. So if you see me in same gray shirt, that's why. I swear I'm not just a one-shirt Andy. But yeah, I got a lot of recording to do because I'm going on a vacation to Drumheller, which should be a lot of fun. I have never been on a vacation out of province before. Should be pretty neat. Need to figure out how to get up in here. Obviously, this ice is where I'm going to go through, but the gold is taking its sweet time on disappearing. It'd be kind of nice if there was like you get double gold, but it lasts half the time. I feel like that's a really common modifier in roguelikes, but it does not exist in Noita. All the other gold modifiers are a little bit spicier than that in this game. You gotta back up a little bit here. Running a little bit out of room. Gotta be really careful, because the gold pickup range in this game is very generous. That's for certain. That guy's flaming corpse just set that other dude on fire. Very handy. So yeah, these are the golds that we're watching for, the shimmering ones in the snow piles. Just terrifying. Okay, so those ones are gone. Gonna stay nice and away from all of that. Like I said, Hisi Base is definitely one of the harder biomes to do this in, because it's so cramped. And there's only so many places you can run, you know? Oh, wowzers, that's quite nice. By the way, this run had an always cast Circle of Vigor on it in one of the shops as well. If anybody's interested in the seed, it's down there in the bottom left. All the seeds we've been playing today have been really juicy. I mean, I think Noita, as long as you're like living long enough, you're gonna find really, really good loot. You just have to survive long enough to find it a lot of the time. Or, you know, just like play 3,500 hours and then, you know, it feels like everyone's a god run. Alright, let's jump on down here, and we've got some stuff. That's a nice looking wand right there. It's an always cast. What is it? Wow. That thing is destined to be like a perfect black hole wand. Or like a nice, could be a nice trigger wand too. We got it at wands everywhere, which, really amps up our ability to, like, control what we're doing with our setup. So, one thing that I want to do is I want to make, like, a close range wand. And I might even be able to set this up to kill dragon, which is kind of what I'm tempted to do. Maybe we do it on this one here. So, the more spells we can stack up like this, the more damage we're going to be able to deal in a single combo. The bubble spark trigger at the end is there, not as a trigger, but as a, just as like an individual bullet in the combo. So you can see that concentrated and boomerang stack its damage linear per spell. So each additional... Oh my fuck. Not like this, dude. Oh, jeez. Alright, well... Let's do some math. So we got jungle, and then we got vault, and then we got art. So we don't have to deal with Scode this run, so that's really good. But the spiders decided to munch their way in, which is just incredibly rude if you ask me. I would, why I never, you know? One of those. But yeah, this is a super close range wand, so we're gonna use this for dragon and hope to find some digging on the way over to dragon. Is that gonna work out? I don't know, but we're gonna try. I don't need really fast teleports, so we're not gonna worry about that. The gold that Steven has produced is gone. We've got Tinker with Wands everywhere, so we don't really have any need to worry about collapsing or not collapsing. My only concern is that there's like a shit ton of enemies out here right away, which is just its own version of problematic. It's kind of scary. You can see the spiders did some serious munching there. They were very hungry. Hungry for brickwork. Sounds like something you'd see on like a weird t-shirt or something. Let's run over this way. Yeah, so we're gonna try and kill dragon, because that's obviously one of the best wands to access in this entire game. And it's just the down right strat, right? You just go down and right, and eventually you make it. Down and right is big strats in this video game. I'm not even willing to try and shoot with him that close. There's the way the spiders' bodies freak out it's just too likely for something to go horribly wrong. So yeah, we're really gonna take our time as much as we can. Once again, we can't really do dragon without digging, so we kind of need a wand. That's fungal caverns over there, I think. So I don't even really want to play with that. We do have a chaotic poly flask, should we choose to use it. But once again, it's probably one of those things where it's gonna sit there for the duration of the run and unlikely be used. Let's see if we can get some burning and explosives. We've got some environment to work with here. Might be able to get our way through. And teleport does dig through this basic material pretty well. And we've got no enemies in here, which is really nice. Spitter timer is good, and we have edit wands everywhere, so that's nice. That'll give my my wand a little bit of extra range. Because it's a timer, it'll probably work fairly well. I think I can put the mana in here without reducing the cast delay of the wand, which is nice. It's still shooting backwards, but it has like a longer range now than it did, which is nice. I'm not going to use this still, because there is an off chance that it like pulls gold into me with the boomerang effect, and that would be very upsetting. It'd be a super sad way to lose this, and our spitters are more than enough damage as it is. And by more than enough damage, I mean it does leave something to be desired, but it's okay. It's fine. But yeah, once again, there's no gold flakes on this floor. There are fungal caverns in the center, which I would personally recommend avoiding due to the nature of potentially bumping into the wrong thing. We could try to chaotic polymorph an enemy. I want to see if teleport causes any damage. I don't think it does. Alright, we're gonna do some polymorph strats here. We might be able to find... you know, it's very likely we find an enemy that can dig. And enemies can't activate the dragon boss, so... this guy doesn't dig. He explodes real big, but if I explode, then I die. It's interesting how the green thing moves on him. The hound isn't going to help anyone. Come on now, video game. It's one of those times where I'm actually using chaotic polymorph, which it's a pretty desperate situation then. Once again, no. I guess we're looking for like acid or a large worm. Large worm, I would like dig through and around. Wolf. Did you know that the wolf is one of the only creatures in the game that's faster than the player? Pretty cool. Pretty cool. It just moves pretty hard. Very fun. Alright. You're not going to do anything, are you? I'm only going to give this a couple more attempts. Because I can probably win with what I have anyway. I just kind of want the dragon kill, because that would be cool. Pikatuli Karpinen. Actually, this is the big one. Can you pronounce the big one's name? I don't think I ever learned how to pronounce the big one's name. One day I'll learn how to pronounce all the names. Oh, that's cool. I can eat the junk off of the... Oh my god. Don't be in the wall. Oh, this is scary. Okay. We should be able to get out of here. But yeah, you can eat like the paint off with that worm, which is really funny. But not what I'm looking for. We're getting a little bit unlucky. We've just rolled into the same enemy twice. I'm gonna do one more, and if I don't get it, then we'll carry on. Okay. We're moving on. No dragon kill. We attempted. There was a shot. But it's okay. We've got everything we need anyway. Dragon kill is totally unnecessary for this sort of thing. As far as I am concerned. That said, I would love to get a wand off of this floor. Because this floor has some fucking bangers. This is probably the last safe floor to get wands. So, we'll go look around some more. Maybe we'll find a dig wand. And if we do, we'll come back. But otherwise, I'll just take whatever I can get. But yeah, the jungle is like my second stop in the run. In terms of like, clear this place out. Find all the good stuff. First stop being fungal. Second stop being... jungle. So, sometimes I'll clear out frozen or the third floor, whatever the frick it's called. There's too many frozen whatevers, you know? I always get them mixed up. This guy wants it. He wants the damage. Alright. A lot of this stuff will burn real easy, but we didn't bring anything for burning, sadly. That's out of the question. Climbing back up. We really don't have the best routing through this jungle so far. And a little bit rough in that regard. You can see that extra range from that shot. It's just absurd. Oh my god. It's so over the top in terms of damage. Kinda love it. You can see this bubble spark trigger lasts quite a long time. The reason behind that is because Boomerang increases lifetime as well as the as well as the damage. So projectiles can last an extremely long time with Boomerang, especially when you start to stack them like that. Bubble Spark already lasts a pretty good amount of time, but this amplifies it even further. Game is really trying to block me out. I'm just gonna go ahead and give myself my my warning. Remember that you're not allowed to pick up gold, idiot. That has to be at the front of my mind at all times. Otherwise, I will screw up. This looks very dig-throughable, especially with that fire helping out a little bit. This is looking great. Yes, beautiful! Okay, we should be able to sneak through here. And just hope we don't hit an enemy with a teleport. Taking some unnecessary risks, but, you know, unnecessary or very necessary. You be the judge. There we go. Glowing Lance. Glowing Lance digs, but it also is terrifying because it can boomerang back into me. That's a mimic. It's not a mimic. What the heck? I shot it directly and it didn't do anything. Very strange. Okay. Wander around here. Jeez Louise. Okay, remember, enemy above you, do not attack them. You gotta get an angle. Cannot just risk things like that. It's not worth it. I want the HP up, obviously, but we'll take our sweet time for it. I think I saw some wasps up here. I don't know how many. I'm not going to disturb any of these nests. Obviously, these days they drop gold, so they're kind of worth farming for gold if you're in need. But yeah, we're not. You're very much in the opposite of need. This wand is a much better teleport wand, so we'll use that instead. And teleport does dig, so ooh, what was that? Multiple shots going off in there. Bubble spark digs as well. I could be using that for digging. I wonder if that would have worked on the dragon. It's one of those things where it's easy to have that sort of thing elude me. We're gonna grab that wand because it's gorgeous. And we're gonna dump these propane tanks. Despite them having the ability to dig, I'd rather not get propane tanked in the freaking face. That sounds awful. But yeah, rotate toward foes. Pretty good. I will go try Bubble Spark, I guess, to dig. Because maybe it will work. We'll try that out, and if that doesn't work, we'll try Glowing Lance. But I'll try Glowing Lance, like, one shot at a time. Glowing Lance can dig through, like, literally anything. It's insane. But it's based on its speed. My main concern is having a shot boomerang back and hit me in the face. And that would hurt very, very badly, I'm sure. There we go. You can see that gold kind of boomeranging back toward me. With my impatience building, I gotta be careful with that. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Bubble Spark works just fine. So the spot that I'm digging on this egg is like a way to activate the dragon super early. It's gotta be like the smallest distance you need to cover to activate dragon. That's just one that I've learned through like a bunch of speedrunners. You know, speedrunning in this game. Very fun. I've done a fair bit of it myself. You can probably find that somewhere on the channel. But we got Tentacle, which is cool, and Bomb Cart and all this stuff is pretty crap. I'll keep Expanding Sphere, because there is like a LARPA expanding build that would make that really good. But other than that, it's not too helpful. Let's go ahead and move on to our bigger and better wand. And, we're going to add another spell. I'm gonna try the Tentacle on here, just to see how it looks. So the Tentacle's doing crazy shit. I don't trust this not to pull gold into me, so I'm not going to do that. But I will add another Spitter Bolt on. So Tentacle is, like, really cool, but there's just so much potential for it to screw things up for me, so I'm not going to risk it. Let's go ahead and put Rotate Toward Foes on here. I kind of doubt it's going to be useful enough. We'll give it a shot. Maybe I put it on there? I don't know. We'll try it out. We'll tinker. Gotta figure out the right setup, obviously. This wand's gorgeous. It's a beautiful teleport wand. And, we don't really need this anymore. I'm gonna rely on this wand and hopefully not have gold get zucked into me. And, at this point, Vault and Temple of the Art are all that remain. Definitely two of the hardest levels, obviously, in the main path. Vault is the last honest attempt to kill you, and then Temple of the Art is their last attempt at cheesing you. I'm not going to go through that portal with gold there. I'm going to wait. It's not worth risking. Might as well take our time. We're doing great on this run. It is lovely. It's a very, very nice run. There's one of the new spells added to the game, Implicate. Be careful for gold upwarping on this floor, by the way. I definitely should have thought about that a lot more. But yeah, gold upwarping is truly terrifying and kind of bullshit as well. Thankfully, it didn't happen here. We're gonna wait out this gold, and then we will carry on. Also, did I do my math wrong? Might have done my math wrong. Maybe we do have to deal with this goad. I'm gonna grab Telekinetic Kick because it's a guaranteed boss kill. We already have a good boss kill, but I like showing off Telekinetic Kick as a boss kill because it's just like insane. And it's really, really strong for, stuff like all bosses, for example. Danger. I need some personal space. This robot's literally trying to feed me gold. I'm not gonna kill this thing anytime soon. Which means we're just gonna continue kind of homing to it. We're gonna take our sweet time here. With all the scariness happening, I'm not gonna shoot around with the gold. That's just scary to me. I could do unstable teleport. This would be a floor where if I didn't have concentrated and boomerang, I would probably just teleport through this floor. And just be really confident with my movement. But I guess not only for the sake of the video, because not everybody's going to be like speedrunner ready. We'll take our time. We'll take our time with it, especially with boomerang and concentrated. Obviously, one bump into an enemy, and they are extremely dead. This build is super duper lethal. We're gonna max out our water here because that's just a good habit to have. All right, are we done? I think we're ready to go. We don't really have any reason to preserve the Holy Mountain other than it would be really inconvenient to have to dig through. Looks like that rotate towards foes is doing the thing that I want it to, which is very nice. By the way, we do have a medium amount of recoil, thanks to our current wand design. Ooh, another heart. Our HP has been wonderful. It's been very, very nice. I could try stirring this, by the way, by shooting into it. You can stir liquids. It's funny. That's got to be like one of the first tips I was ever told in this game. And I still don't do it sometimes. It's weird. I think there's a time and place for it, but it's not something that you always need to do. But I was worried about exploding this, essentially. That was what my concern was. Oh yeah, by the way, telekinesis can grab gold. So, I guess you could technically throw gold away from you, but I just probably wouldn't use it too much around, like, physics objects and stuff, because it's just kind of asking for something bad to happen, you know? It's one of those. We're doing great here. This is beautiful. Gonna run over this way. There's some shit going down here. That rotate toward foes is looking really good, actually. I'm impressed. Hey, it's me. I don't know what kind of wand I have, but it's scaring me. Oh my god. Okay. We're afraid. Gold is Monka. You can see this little piece of dirt here. If you ever see this platform, that's when you know there's a character spawn around. It's pretty obvious. But there are some other telltale signs, like a candle showing up. That's a pretty common one. We could probably make good use of that reduced recharge to rapid fire. But I'd rather just maintain my precision, and also there's a good chance you're not going to find your ghost wand on a normal run, so we will avoid taking that. I'm going to take a different path because that path looks really, really hard to get by. There's just a lot of very annoying enemies. Sometimes it's good to just reload, or just pick a different path, you know? Sometimes you can't, and when that's the case, you know, just take it slow. But, we've got the option, thankfully. Acid has angered the gods. And, well, I have angered the gods, technically, I guess. But, you know, we're making our way down. I'm wondering what angered the gods. I guess we'll find out one way or another. There's a coward above me. This is where I'm contemplating going fast, because we're most of the way through the level. I'm going to do exactly that. We're just going to bypass the remaining enemies. So that requires like a good amount of level knowledge. I knew I was very close to the finish line there, which is why I was able to make that judgment call. Might be a little bit harder to do that depending on how many hours you have in the game. But at some point, it's good to just kind of make a break for it, especially on Vault and Temple. Very reasonable play. Especially when you're just trying to avoid gold and get the win. Alright, so phasing increases my explosive damage taken, and it also makes it so I take increased explosive... Or wait, explosive and projectile. 20% bonus damage taken to both. but projectiles can phase through me. So, is it worth it in this situation? The shots are pretty slow on this floor, and that's the main modifier that phasing looks at. I'm gonna take it. There's not too many explosives left on this floor to kill me. Just one or two. So we're gonna go ahead and go for it. We'll give her a shot. Speaking of explosives, here we go. Oh man, I'm not happy with these crystals. I'm gonna move that out of there. So I'm gonna do the patented downright technique because the lab has like a big ramp down, and it's a very consistent way to get down on this level. It can be like a little bit iffy, but it's pretty decent. Also, we've got a giant stack of slime and unstable teleportadium here. So if we wanted, we could go for teleportadium and just teleport our way down through the rest of the level. I think we'll do one teleport and then see where we're at. It's a risky maneuver, but you know what? Why not? We gotta take some risks. I mean, we don't have to, but it's fun. It's more fun to do that. So there we go. We got some clean teleport. Gonna drop down here and do a couple murders. There we go. That's probably gonna cut off some time for our journey. We have a little bit less to worry about now. This wall, you can tell by the, hang on, we gotta do some murders quick. This crystal is all kinds of fucked up. This is probably the most likely enemy to screw up your no gold run on a run such as this. So be really careful. They're very, very strong and stupid tanky because of the way their exoskeleton works. Skeletal enemies, they've got some special properties that make them really weird. And they're very annoying to deal with. You can dig through this material here. When you see like the cracks, that means that it's like a weak wall, and you can see that it's still called brickwork. Like this is the strong stuff and this is the weak stuff. It's still called brickwork, but you gotta really pay attention to that because that is very relevant for getting around on this floor. And I don't remember when they made that a thing in this area, but it's really, really nice. Because you can definitely find some sweet shortcuts. I'm gonna put this up here. That thing could definitely kill me if I'm not careful because of my explosive weakness. Okay, this guy's stuck on the bone. I'm okay with that. We're gonna leave the little scorp. He didn't do anything wrong. Just living his life. Oh, we've got a horror monster. What, horror monster? It's like a tick. I don't know what this guy is. He's attached to the purple crystal. You can actually kill this guy with acid if you need the kill credit for him, by the way. I don't know why acid somehow gives you kill credit, but it does. And, yeah, you can also use earthquake, so he takes environmental damage. That's kind of his thing. Kind of weird, but very cool. It's just super specific. There is a blindness mage. I almost called him a shit wizard, but that's really pretty nondescript in this game. Let's see if we can dig through here with the teleport. It's gonna be pretty slow going. That guy, he's trying to jump scare us with the shit. Okay, hang on. Little shot there. No, not bad. And let's see if we can get through here. I'd love my rotate toward foes to rotate toward said foe. Looks like this is gonna take a really long time. We're gonna go this way. I gotta try and make sure that this thing doesn't put like too much pressure on me, because you know, that's how mistakes happen. You let yourself get pressured. So this is where phasing comes in really handy for shots like that. We're not even gonna bother opening the treasure chest because I just want to interact with as little gold as humanly possible. And one shot kills that guy. This wand is glorious. It's so nice. Obviously this run has been a little bit carried by perks. But I think the nature of the no gold run is that you're going to get carried by some form of RNG. Or you're going to just speedrun it. You can literally just go fast if you want. But I think at the end of the day, you need to optimize for that RNG by giving yourself as many chances as possible. Like, if you try to do a no gold run and you fail on the first attempt, do another attempt. Like, I don't know how many attempts this took me. Normally I get it on like my first or second try, but you know how it is. You turn on the camera, your brain turns into mush. That's how it goes. Do one of these, beautiful. Beautiful shot. I don't know what we're auto-rotating toward there. Just gonna... Oh my god, do you see the way that gold comes flying at me? I don't appreciate that at all. Thankfully, this guy's pretty easy to dodge, so we're just gonna chill out here, wait for the gold to go away, make some more progress. We should be, like, right at the finish line, I think. We're very close. Let me jump down here. If I knew more about geography, I'd make a joke about a Finnish border or something. You know, one of those. Yeah, so make that joke in the comments for me down below. Yeah, there we go. Oh my god, jeez. Okay, we're gonna go. I'm gonna risk. I'm gonna hold spacebar. So I held spacebar as I went into the portal, so that way I didn't have it where it, like, drops me down into the gold or something stupid. And we have one last thing to fight, a Skode, which is, you know, just the scariest enemy in all of Noita. We may well just run away from him. Yeah, I think the running away strategy is going to be pretty good here. So let's get some distance. And he will chase us down at this range, so grab... oh, I missed it. Did I miss it? I must have missed it. You can grab the things there as they fall down and throw it at the boss. Thankfully, we've got enough damage anyway, so we don't have to worry about that. Alright, last challenge. Jump into this room. Don't get any gold. There it is. No gold. We've done it. So if you want true no gold, make sure you hold spacebar here, so that way you don't get any of the gold off of the ground. And there it is. Midas death. And that's a no gold run right there. And this video is only an hour long. Look at that. Not too shabby. 37-minute run. And let's see. Gold 0. There it is. GG! If you enjoyed, you know the drill. Like the video and stuff. Also, if you have any, like, other friends that like Noita, you know, maybe share the content. I'd appreciate that. Alright, I'll catch you all next time. Have a good one.